Hey everyone, how's it going? So, as I promised, here's my reaction to Violet's Tale, which is the third part of the trilogy of the tale of Jenny and Screech. I had technical problems yesterday and I didn't have any time anymore to do the fourth one, the third one. So here we are, a day after, and we're gonna check Violet's Tale and see how it all concludes for this trilogy. Let's check it out. For those of you who are coming first to this video, please watch this other video in which I react to the part 1 and 2 of this story. Alright? So, here we go. REN, Violet's Tale. Really interesting. The last chord was really nice. This na 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 na. Sweet, it's sweet. Peaceful. That's very medieval. Again, so far all the songs we checked from REN, they have a great guitar intro, and they all differ. We still have the style of REN, but they have always some new component. And this time we have some rock and roll because he started medieval, like melodic kind of. I don't know which style to put it, but that was that chord I mentioned I really enjoy. Then comes that very medieval, and then came like a this pentatonic downfall, and now this tense and dramatic tapping into an acoustic guitar with nylon strings, which sounds pretty. And I guess we're getting prepared for crazy shit.
London City, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. Rhythmic beeps and bloodstains, she saw a lady weep. She's tired and frail. To set the scene, we must rewind the hands of time for Violet's Tale.
Okay. So again, I love his acting during the performance of a song, his face and his like facial expressions. And now let's rewind, and then he was like with the guitar. Let's sound. Of course, that's so genius. He can manipulate music and performance in a way to enhance the story he's telling, and this is really cool.
Violet was a silent girl, grew up with violent starts. Her mother was a drinker and her father was a bastard. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a...
So, this is the first thing I successfully predict from him so far, that he was going to say prick. What I see also from, let's talk about the video. He's now standing in a point, the camera is going out, and the person mixing took care that we could also hear that distance. You hear more reverb, more echo, and that makes sense. That's supernatural. And I think it looks like a hospital, but it's not a hospital. It's something else. Because if we go this sheet printed papers are on the walls, it's like, okay, let's prepare this white building as a hospital with the bed and everything. But it's not a hospital, it's somewhere else.
I'll spare you with the things he did, I'm sure her mother knew. Violet was a silent girl, she moved out at 16. A semi-detached council flat, paid for by a welfare scheme. Packing shelves at Tesco, stacking jars like pickled bricks. She met a boy named Stevie and he was a little prick. Violet was a silent girl and Violet she fell fast. See, Stevie was the wrong un, but he sure knew how to charm her. Every night he took her tie but never left the room. History repeats itself, he'd paint her black and blue and dark. She never stood a chance. The devil comes to dance.
Wait, this is my satisfying moment of the video, because I know how it feels to get into a echo chamber, like a stairway, and then sink there. I do that stupid shit the whole time, just like, oh, and just play with the echo, the natural echo of a building. It's fun and satisfying, and I could spend an entire day just like, it's such a beautiful feeling. And I think doing something like that makes you sing a little bit better, because when you're singing on a dry room or like this, you're only listening to what exactly is coming right now out of your mouth and maybe a little bit from the walls. But when you have such a reverb or an echo, you have a second or two, like you can listen in retrospective, because it's like a comet and its tail. So you can always correct yourself faster, and you know what you're doing by listening to this echo. And that's fun. That's really satisfying.
Violet, why are you always so quiet? On her bedroom door and he's irate. He's been drinking and smoking, he's up late. And he stands by her bedside, she shakes, but her eyes stay shut. You fucking slut, I know you're up. And he pinches her eyelids and folds them up. Violet, why are you lying to me, Violet? She stays silent, things turn violent. That's the sound of his fists when they fall like a crashing pilot. Hit like hailstones, one to the collarbone, full force, full blown, blood's black bone, crack, knick, knack, paddywhack, one to the jaw and the tooth spat, detached fist connects and disconnects a bone. A quick deflect to misdirect the blow, but nonetheless his punches met her throat. Such a mess he's left her bruised and broke. Violet, why you always so silent, Violet? Why you such a little liar, Violet? Do you think I want to do this, Violet? In character, she stays silent. Well, say something, Violet. Silence. Fucking say something, Violet. Silence. Wait. Say something, Violet. Not one word. She stays quiet.
right. This is already something that happens. This is something that happens way too often, I think. This violent shit. And is it that crazy that violet and violence is quite similar in pronunciation? Yeah, that was a quite graphic scene. And now what he did today with the guitar, like, let's rewind. When he was in bed, he made like so he rewinded, and I guess now he's like going back to the future, and then he's bringing us back to where we started, I guess.
London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington is fighting just to stay alive. The doctor, in a state of shock, saw something here so very wrong. See, Violet, she was pregnant. Poor Violet, she was 9 months gone. Turning to the doctor, Violet broke her silence and she cried, if I'm to die right here tonight, please let my baby stay alive. The doctor soon regained composure, called the surgeon to come in. As Violet's world turned to black, the curtains closed, the lights went dim. In London city, far from pretty, 2005. A lady down in Paddington just lost the fight to stay alive. A tragedy or a miracle, it happened on these very streets. Two twins are lying side by side. A girl named Jenny and a boy named Screech.
All right. Wow. This is really heartbreaking. It's a crazy story, and the way it's presented and told, I have the whole movie in my head. Even I'm watching this guy performing and playing, and my brain, just as the song goes, just forgets what I have in front of my eyes and plays the movie, what he is telling. He's so good at that. He has so many resources to tell this story, and I wonder if this story was something real. I mean, I can imagine very similar stuff happens around the world like this, which is a shame, of course. And I wonder if he witnesses something like that or heard someone having a story like that. This is really deep, and it's really a conversation to have. First of all, how different societies manage orphans. That's I think that's a thing we never got good at as society, and I'm talking about the whole world. Maybe some countries have it a little bit better than others, and now I'm super interested in how every government and its society treats and develops and grows their orphans, because it is a very typical thing that the orphans don't really have a good chance of meeting the happy end. And this is a fictional example or based on a true story, but it's not something that just came out of space on a rocket and it's like, oh, this is nothing that I heard before. It's stories like this are so spread around. And now through this great artist it's put again into somehow the spotlight, and it drives, because one thing is to know the data. You can see a bunch of numbers and say like every year 100 people get murdered or something like that. It's like, okay, but it's the moment when you make an emotional connection with one of them, or a story or a movie, that's where you really realize when those numbers stop being numbers and they become people. It's through stories like this, through music, through art in general. It's the way to bring this human being here listening somewhere else, geographically, in time, emotionally, and get into the flesh of this story, and then go back to your life. So for me, there's no way back. There's no way back to unknow this story that was told. So now I'm super curious, and I want to learn more about orphanages and how the system works in different countries, and hard hitting. So I still have a lot of thoughts to sort out during the next days after this trilogy. I want to show it to people also and talk about it. That's something I find also great about so far everything that I heard from REN. There is stuff that you then have to totally have conversations about to fully digest what it was presented to you. I think that's the most engaging, beautiful, and changing experience, when you're presented to a piece of art, and when you take your ears out of it or your eyes out of it, or the experience is gone. If you then can continue normally with your life as if you never saw that, then it didn't accomplish any mission. And I really like the balance in between art being beautiful, just by like the constant search of divine beauty through art, and also reality, thought, philosophy, everything that can impact the receiver on a way that they could probably change individually something tiny or big about their lives. And those are the artists that I remember the most. And there's a list about 10 artists that for me were they were really blended into my mind, and they have been with me through my whole life and made my mind. And this is something that powerful. This blends into your mind, and it starts a process in your brain, and for the rest of your life you know this, and you're gonna talk about this, and it's like school. It's like when you have that one good professor that really you remember for the rest of your life. There's also this artist that you will remember for the rest of your life, and they will be part of your idiosyncrasy, part of your mind. So I'm again super thankful of REN's art, and all of you people who are writing commentaries and joining my personal ride into REN. Remember, he has this GoFundMe campaign to fight Lyme's disease. The link is down below. To support this channel, please subscribe and join the ride. I have many other stuff prepared that will come twice in the week. And there's way more that I can offer to you through YouTube and other media. And today I prepared a Discord channel in which we can chat. There's different channels of different topics to chat about. And also, I'm a big gamer, so I will try to play often, streaming, still having conversations while playing and chatting, and maybe any of you can recommend me games which, for all of those who are still listening, I consider them art. So it's another, for me, super important, also part of my brain, how games deliver thoughts, stories. They train your brain and they make you different people. So that was it. Thank you very much. This was REN.